Hello, I'm Pastor Dave, and these are our Advent devotions for December 23rd, 2021. Worship, we are Jesus, but wherewith for sacred sign. Before Advent, I was teaching a Bible study on Revelation. This is likely one of the least popular books of the Bible, especially for teaching. This is not normally a Bible we bring up in happier times of the year, like when we're coming up on Christmas. But there's something that came to mind as I was reading these lines that comes from Revelation. A part of it in Revelation comes from John Patmos's interactions with the angels. And repeatedly, John bows down before the angels only to be rebuked and reminded that only God is worthy of being worshipped. And it's not just a thing about idolatry, but the recognition that only God is worthy of our worship, not angels or any other heavenly entity. We see this in Rossetti's words. Worship, we are Jesus. Going off that same idea as Revelation, if we worship Jesus, what does that tell us? It does tell us that Jesus is worthy of worship, because there's no point in worshiping anything or anyone that is not worthy. But that's only part of it. As we saw throughout the carols in this Advent season, Jesus is God. Jesus is God as Son of God, incarnate on earth. Jesus is God's love on earth. All these ways we see Jesus as God sometimes distract us from the greater point that Jesus is God. He is not an angel. He's not a teacher. He's not a prophet. Jesus is God, not merely a human being, not merely some heavenly creation, but God. And we see that in the fact that we do not worship angels, as John was reminded repeatedly. But we also do not worship teachers. We do not worship prophets. We worship God. And if we are worshiping Jesus, that's also the reminder that Jesus is God. Recognizing him for who he is reminds us that we seek to be marked as his. This is our Advent devotion for today. I hope to see you tomorrow.